Hello everyone, welcome to our PBL presentation on how cats express emotions. We are excited to share our findings with you. This is our division of labor. This is our group members. Our presentation follows this outline. Introduction, a brief look at why understanding cat emotions is important. Research motivation, what inspired us to explore this topic. Methodology, we used online sources mainly through Google and YouTube to collect information. Preliminary findings, to gather our preliminary findings, we combined CERS analysis with a questionnaire. Cat behaviors and their meanings, a deep dive into specific actions and what they reveal about feline emotions. Conclusion, key takeaways from our project. Reflection, what we learned through this process. References, sources that supported our study. Let us take you on a journey into the emotional world of cats, where every tail flick, purr, or stare means something more. Introduction. Have you ever wondered what your cat is really feeling? Cats can talk, but they're always telling us something through their tails, ears, eyes, and sounds. A lot of people think cats are cold, shy, or unfriendly. But the truth is, cats are very emotional animals. We just need to learn how to listen to their body language. And that's why we choose this topic. Motivation. We chose this topic because cats are very popular pets, but they can be difficult to understand. Unlike dogs, cats don't always show their emotions clearly. Many cat owners, including myself, often misread what their cats are really feeling. I have a cat at home, and I've lived with her for a few years. At first, I thought she didn't like me. She would walk away, hide under the bed, or even hiss when I tried to pet her. But over time, I realized she wasn't angry. She was just scared and needed space. Eventually, she started to trust me. She rubbed her face on my hand, slept near me, and even showed me her belly. That experience made me curious. How do cats express their emotions? So, we decided to explore this question through our project.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm going to walk you through the methodology of our project. Since cats can use words, we wanted to understand how they communicate emotions through body language and behavior. To do that, I used online sources and videos, and then our group created a survey to gather real life input. So, first, I collected information from online sources. I focused on veterinary websites and animal behavior blogs because we wanted scientific explanations and not just random opinions. One of the best sources I found was PetMD, which explains how cats use their tails, ears, and posture to express different emotions. For example, an upright tail and slow blinking usually show that a cat feels happy and safe, but if the ears are flat or the eyes are wide, it could mean fear or aggression. And another helpful source I found was Puenta, which has an article about cats with ears down. This helped me understand when cats are nervous or anxious. And I also use Caster, which provided diagrams showing different cat ear positions and what they mean. And all of these websites were included in my next slide. Second, I analyzed videos from cat experts. I watched videos by Jackson Galaxy, who is a well known cat behaviorist on YouTube. And in his video Cat Body Language 101, he explains tail flicking, ear movement, and eye contact in detail. And one thing that really surprised me was the belly up posture, which is not always an invitation to pet, but sometimes it could show trust. And if you touch the belly, the cat might still scratch you. And I also watched one of his YouTube shorts, which gives a quick summary of how to read a cat's emotions. Watching real cats in motion helped me connect what I read with what these behaviors actually look like in daily life. And the third one, we conducted a short online survey. Our group used Google Forms to ask people, both cat owners and non owners, of how they interpret different cat behaviors. And we asked questions like, what does your cat do when it's scared? Or what does it look like when your cat is curious or angry? And the results were really interesting and sometimes surprising. Some people still believe that when a cat shows its belly, it wants to be petted, and which isn't always true. Others thought that high-pitched meows meant the cat was in pain, but some of them actually show excitement. And the survey gave us more real-life perspectives and helped us see how humans interpret cat behavior, which was very useful when comparing to expert opinions. And after collecting all these data, we categorized the behaviors into four emotional types: happy, scared, angry, and curious. And we looked at specific body language like tail position, ear angle, or facial expression and matched them to those emotional states. Sometimes one behavior could mean two different things depending on the context, so we have to look at several signals together to make sense of them. And this is the online articles I used to do the research. And the next one is the video I've watched to do the research. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mandy. I'm going to talk about something called CERS, which stands for Cat Emotion Recognition Skill. It's basically a way to see if people can tell what a cat is feeling just by looking at things like facial expressions or body language. In our research, we focus on four emotions. They are pretty common and easy to notice, like relaxed, angry, anxious, and curious. The photos I'm showing here are just examples to help explain what each emotion might look like. Even though they are simple, they help us think about how people interpret cat emotions in everyday situations. Our questionnaire is basically made out of five parts. The first part is just some basic information, like your age and whether you've had a cat before. The second part is about how much people know about cat emotions. For example, we ask things like, do you think cats use sounds, body language, or even sound to show how they feel? The third part is all about cat sounds, like what the short, sharp meows usually mean. Then the fourth part focuses on body language. For instance, if a cat's tail is swishing back and forth really fast, what emotion might they show? And finally, we added an open-ended question, so people could write about their own experiences or anything they've noticed about cats. And in conclusion, it's a pretty simple structure, but we also added a quick scoring system just to help people see how familiar they are with cat emotional communication. Now, let me talk about why we decided to use CRS in the first place. There are two main reasons, and I'll go into a bit more detail here. First, we wanted to make our questionnaire more engaging and not too boring. A lot of surveys are just words of text or endless multiple choice questions, and people just click through them without thinking too much. But CERS lets people actually think about real life situations with cats. Even if we are not using photos in the actual text, just describing cat behavior, like how they move their tail or the kind of sounds they make, already puts people into a kind of cat detective mode. It becomes more like a quiz or a fun little challenge, not just a survey. The second reason is that we think this method can actually help people become more aware of how cats communicate emotionally. Most of the time, when the cat hisses or swishes its tail, we just say, "Oh, the cat is so mad." But in reality, there are layers like frustration, fear, or even overstimulation, and we often miss those signals. By asking people to think more carefully what kind of emotion does this sound or movement represent, we are encouraging them to pay closer attention to the emotional side of cats, not just the obvious behaviors. To make this easier to remember, we created a simple way to break it down using the letters in CERS. C is for context, what's happening in the situation. E is for emotion. What emotion might the cat be feeling? R is for reason. Why is the cat acting this way? And S is for suggestion. What should a human do in response? This helps turn a passive reaction, like just saying, "Oh, it's so cute," or scratch me, into an actual process of observation and interpretation. And in the end, w- that's what we really wanted. It's not just a test, but a tool to help people understand their cats better and build a stronger relationship. Thank you.
I'm Anita, and I'm going to talk about the questionnaire, and we analyze the questionnaire results based on the CERS framework. And C for context that we focus on is our study design and emotional categories of the questionnaire. We surveyed 93 people in different ages, including both cat owners and non-owners, to analyze how well they recognize cat behaviors and emotions. We categorize cat emotion into 4 major types based on observable behaviors. So there are stray or trust with tail up, purring, slow blinking, rubbling. Fear or anxiety with ears flattened, white pupils, and hiding. And anger defense with hissing, plucked fur, and tail flicking, and the curiosity or exploration with soft mouths, question mark tail, and kneading paws. These categories form the basis for our question scenarios. And for emotion, we focus on survey results and common misconceptions. Based on the results, we can know that 98% of participants agree that cats express emotions through sounds, movements, and scents. This shows good general awareness. However, we can see that there were still key misunderstandings. For example, you can see the right side of the presentation and the high-pitched males that most of participants recognize these as signs of fear or aggression, although it also is a sign of excitement or request. So as a result, we can know that only one participant understands it. Second is belly up posture. While 68% knew it doesn't always mean pat me, 31% still misunderstood the signal. We guess that it might because of the anime. Some anime just show that the cat's posture with belly up is means pet me. The last one purring had the most diverse interpretations. So based on the data, we can see that many people understand what the cat's purring generally means. However, only a few are aware that it can also indicate self-soothing. For reason, we use cross-analysis and misunderstanding sources. One of our main findings is that cat ownership makes a big difference. For example, in question 4, while cats pose their ear back, what does it mean? 65% of non-owners got it wrong. This was the most frequently missed question. We also analyzed the sources of misunderstanding. We make it in 4 types. First is lack of experience. Without living with cats, it's hard to notice subtle body language. And anthropomorphism, people apply human emotions like frowning means angry to cats, and popular misbeliefs like tail flicking always means anger still persists. And lack of context, people often miss background details interpreting signals in isolation. For suggestion, we have some idea with how can we improve public understanding. To help people understand cat behavior better, we suggest two directions. First is education. Use side-by-side visual or videos to compare similar behaviors. For example, how tense ears may indicate anxiety, alert, or defensive, depending on the situation. Second is promotion. Use social media content such as short videos and some easy video games or online games to help people easily learn cat communication well. Conclusion is that this questionnaire helps us figure out how people understand cats and reveal gaps in communication that can be improved.
Hello, my name is Jill, and I'm going to talk about cat behaviors and what they mean. Here are some behaviors we learned and what they usually mean. Happy or relaxed. Tail standing straight up, sometimes curved at the tip. Soft purring. Lying on their back and showing their belly. This means they trust you, not always they want to be touched. Rubbing against your leg or hand. When my cat feels happy, she purrs loudly and comes to sit on my lap. She even needs my blanket. It's really cute. Scared or nervous. Ears go flat or turn backward. Hiding under furniture. Tail is low or hidden. Growling or running away. Sometimes loud noises like fireworks or vacuum cleaners make my cat hide. I've learned not to chase her when that happens. She needs to feel safe first. Angry or aggressive. Eyes wide with big pupils. Ears completely back. Tail flicking or lashing quickly. Hissing, growling, or swatting. This usually happens if a cat feels trapped or touched too much. Once, I tried to hug my cat when she didn't want it, and she scratched me. That's when I realized I need to respect her space. Curious or focused. Ears forward, sniffing or slowly walking towards something, lightly pawing or tapping new objects. Cats love exploring new boxes, bags, or toys. My cat especially loves new cardboard boxes. She climbs in them even if they're way too small. Conclusion. From this project, we learned that cats have many ways to show how they feel, but we need to be patient and observant. Their tail, ears, eyes, and sounds all send messages. By learning these signs, we can avoid misunderstandings, build better relationships with cats, and make them feel more comfortable and loved. Reflection. Before this project, I thought my cat was just moody or weird. Now I understand that she's always communicating. I just didn't know how to listen. This project helped me become a better cat owner. I now know when she wants attention and when she wants space. I believe if more people understood cat emotions, there would be fewer problems between cats and their humans. I hope this project can help others the same way it helped me. This is our references. Thank you.